Welcome back to Indian Trace. This is going to be a Join the Hunt live with Indian Trace because as you can see, hopefully this stick is going to flip out some smokers. But I'm going to do a little bit of a walk and talk with you, which some other people here on YouTube have done for political interest. But this talk is absolutely for the interest of politics, yes, but more so because it's Indian Trace, for the interests of, I'm sorry, I was rude. This is what you've heard before. I'm not going to get real high on the profile. It's a beautiful morning. I came out just before lunch here. This right here is Sand Passage. Anyway, I had some thoughts I wanted to share, but first of all, in context, tuning in, many of you already in your pockets, you have the love for North American Indian artifacts. And I want to put something to rest. I had so many great comments on Join the Hunt with Indian Trace. I'm going to move forward. We're going to see if anything grows. If there's no interest, no reason to do it. I'm always trying to challenge myself to do things. Now, I'll show some things when we're here because you're on the hunt with me. Around this corner over there, I found a couple pieces, but it's not real productive. I found a crystal Guilford out here and a couple other pieces right out there, but it's not real productive. Crossing back, and I'm going to turn around down here, is where I found some smokers. Unquestionable. Now, I was here a month ago, before the snow, before a couple little rains, so we'll see. This is sand, it's wetted down. All right. Secondly, what do we do if we collect artifacts? I wanted to address that as we get going, because there was, there's sort of sometimes a stream of, from professional archaeologists and what have you, a stream. I'm going to keep moving here and try to keep my eyes straight and keep my thoughts clear, because my eyes are recognizing things analytically like an artist, shapes and contrasts. So it's no problem for me to talk intellectually because it's two different sides of the brain. See, that's why I can do a Join the Hunt with Indian Trace. All right. For those who have this, how should I say, resistance for our collecting artifacts, granted, I'm going to promise you there's 5% of the people that collect artifacts that do it backwards, that do it, I don't want to use bad language at all, that do it wrong. Simple. They disturb other people's property, they disturb the land unrightfully because it's not theirs, or they just simply have no honor. No honor? What's no honor when you're collecting? Just so you new collectors, or you want to go out there or whatever, just so you don't go there. And I was talking to my brother-in-law down in Florida, where he mentioned there was a lot of burial mounds. Red light, no honor, period. Listen, my daddy just passed away last year. And there ain't no way you're going to go to his grave and dig his grave up to take whatever I put with him because I loved him. You guys get the point. See, I don't have to go down that road. But if you're a new collector and you think that collecting rocks and artifacts is more important than disturbing ancient Indian burial sites, you see, how should I say this? We, and those of you turning Indian Trace, I'm proud of you, because most of all of you, there's a lot of service collectors, but there's a lot of diggers. But I do know one thing is for sure. I don't see that happening. No mounds here. We're the mound-free zone, and we collect with honor. So no matter what an archaeologist says, and then there's another argument that they say, you're wondering, is there anything out here? No, I'll go out. Many days you guys just don't ever see it, where I don't find nothing. Now, there's plenty. See that right there? That is the base, but I'm not picking it up. A small chip. There's lithic scatter here to let me know. Many people hear from, and I have an archaeologist friend in New Mexico, and he says it this way, you can't collect those artifacts because as soon as you remove them from their context, the site's destroyed. The history is all messed up. I say, listen, 150 years of commercial farming with 20,000 pound machines taking the dirt and using it like a blender have completely, for the top 12, 18 inches, messed up your archaeological context. What I'm doing, what we're doing, and we can be proud of it and honor, is we're saving Indian artifacts, the ones that have escaped 150, 200 plus cycles of industrial farming. We're saving them, taking them out of the loop, taking them out of the equation, making it so that they can't get busted up and shredded up. And I think about this all the time. So I share this as much as I can and share it. Get your context right in case anybody criticizes you in their stupidity. In their ignorance, because they just haven't learned. If they see it clearly, there is nothing wrong with the way that many of us collect. And that includes many of you who are diggers. Permission? Listen, if you didn't go to those private sites and land that you've had permission on and dig those artifacts up, there is nobody alive today, let alone 3, 4, 5 generations, who are ever going to see them, who ever know they're there. These archaeologists in academia sitting in their offices aren't ever going to find the sites that we know about. No, they're not going out. They're lazy. So, bottom line, those artifacts would still be sleeping. Well, yeah, some people say, and here's another argument, that they should be left sleeping. They're sacred objects and they should be left in the ground. I don't know how we got on this today, but it's going to give a good context to people. I don't have a clue. Last time I was here, I didn't find much of anything, but I got to give it a chance. I'm on my way, I think, today to Riverdale. I've got an hour and a half. I can do it in 90 minutes. I can do it. Anyway, I'm not eating lunch today. I ate a lot this weekend. I'm just gonna go out and see what I can find in a gorgeous day. What was I saying? Oh yeah. That the artifacts that we collect, scrapers and points and spear points and hammerstones. Listen, let me check my time. Awesome stuff here. See, I'm talking about stuff you guys love and you live, so I think it should make a difference. And taking you outside if you can't get outside. If you're under snow still, not here. Now, February might bring a cold week or so. Okay, let me continue. You thought I forgot what I was going to say, didn't you? Nope. Listen, in contrast, we do get the argument from people who are ignorant. That's not an insult. It's just a statement of truth. They haven't learned yet. In the 2 counties that I collect alone, I've said this more than once, I've got the greater part. If you round it off, it'd be 38 million. But I'm going to say 37 million just to be conservative, and that is conservative after my studies. Stone tools in the ground where I am. Throughout just the 2 counties that I collect. I'm not talking nationally. When you say a number like that, people think, okay, nationally. No. 37 million stone artifacts are in the ground around here. I did family groups and the separation of family groups and the estimation of lifespan and time span, all that. Listen, with that said, I say it for the context of people that say, listen, North American Indians, the Indian life are so sacred, you should never touch anything that they use for their lives. Give me a break. If somebody came, I don't care, 50, 100 years after me and they picked up my silverware, if they picked up my plastic bottles and they thought they were cool because they were antiquities of what I used to supply the needs of my life, who cares? Give me a break. The stone artifacts we collect, and I'm preaching to the choir out there, but I hope others turn in. Forward this to somebody who's really criticized you for collecting artifacts. I double dog dare you. Forward this stuff. I haven't even got to political interest stuff, so I'm going to talk fast and we're going to get there. I have a couple points. Listen. I know, without a doubt, that these artifacts, these stone points and arrowheads and everything, they were not sacred to the North American Indian. That's like saying a box of 7mm Remington mag shells at my house are sacred. I mean, give me a break. No. So because it is not, we consider it cool. It's cool because it was stuff they needed to supply for the very essence in the needs of their life and their family. That's it. And if you don't believe me, you go to National Geographic Channel, you go somewhere and you watch the indigenous peoples down in the Amazon and them making their weapons and their things to hunt, whether it's blow darts or whatever. The tools they use, they don't even think about. They don't even consider as precious. They consider as expendable a resource. That's why I mark and label my channel educational. Done. Enough for the artifacts today. Now I'm looking hard. I see my old footprints, 5 weeks plus old, probably 2 months old. Because I have approximately 70 sites all together But in any one given year, there might be 40 of those sites that just cannot be approached because they're just either under hard grass or a layoff or whatever. They rotate fields. Where's my time? I got to figure here. Okay, I'm looking. All right, last point. I watched, and I'm going to put the link on this one if I can remember without watching this again or listening to it again. I'm putting a link from RT. For political interest. Unbelievable crosstalks conversation. If you have political interest, or you really want to look at all perspectives and you want to consider things intelligently, that is, considering the transition of politics in our country, that is, considering our new president, then listen to it. These are great minds, just great thinkers. Just some great guys who know a lot about the world, geopolitics. I'm not talking about a little council of Americans in some little bubble that belong to CBS or NBC or CNN, and they just have their little clique and their little parties, and that's the only thing they do every single night is go out and have drinks with their buddies and then take the data sheet that the past administration used to send them. I'm going to promise you this. Trump, he can talk to us directly, of course, but he ain't going to send no little data sheet and say, you news media must say this. You must have this line of thinking. Oh, you don't believe that the modern news media, that's what happened under Obama? Oh, God, I don't want to go there. Let me just say this, but on the positive note. Oh, catching my... I'll give you one of these every time, just like before. I mean to tell you. Great stuff out here. It's absolutely beautiful weather. Now, let me get in mind frame and check my time. Okay, you with me still? The political interest link is worth it. It's so worth it. Listen, I forgot. I have to explain. Check it out, but I want to explain my folders. The political interest link folder does refresh almost daily. I delete things in which are not news anymore, are not new anymore, and I refresh it with things that are absolutely current. Doesn't grow old at all. That's the political interest link folder, and it's there if you want to go further and do a little more of your own homework. And I would encourage you. Many people out there, I love it. Love the comments that you're not on board. You just don't agree politically with a lot of the things. That's fine. I mean, my goodness. What cream puff generation has grown up where they can't discuss how they live? Oh, here's the final thought. It was a good one. I was coming in. I said, man, maybe I'll share this thought today. And it's a good time to share it. I asked myself this morning, I said, can I look at individuals from the past, great human beings, leaders, who I can directly tag, I can attribute how I think about human life, humanity, how I think about my nation, how I think about other people? Can I see a group of people who identify with my beliefs right now? And I say, yeah, absolutely. I can't even start listing them. And all those protesters, disgusting display. Not protesting, that's not disgusting. Because I protested Obama for 8 years, but I never slapped anybody in the face or spit on him or pushed him or threw things at him. And I absolutely protested the last administration because I knew that his design as a radical was to divide our nation. Let me leave that alone. Can you out there, here's the challenge, can you attribute your beliefs and your views to what you see out there in the world today? Groups of people, political parties, whatever it is, can you see where your beliefs and whether it's Christian and conservative, where it fits with certain leaders and certain people who are making decisions, who are representing us? I can. It's not a problem. If I go back in the past, I can easily tell you. Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, studying those lives, on and on and on. On and on and on. You can go right up into modern leaders as well. It's not a problem. But to see, it just so happens that President Trump and his beliefs in nationalism, his beliefs in we the people being the ones who make the decisions in this nation, I happen to believe it. I'm on that side, see? So all of these people I've mentioned, fundamental beliefs that I have, I can attribute to certain groups. The groups that were out protesting, they wouldn't even name one of the people that I just named. Not one. Are you kidding? The way they protested, are they going to open their mouth and use the name of Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr.? Huh? Or Mother Teresa? How sickening. I don't want to be identified with that, and I bet you the majority, and I already know the majority, that voted Donald Trump in, not because of who he is. Remember that, everybody. Everybody has their quirks when it comes to people's personalities. There's a lot of people that hate me. That's okay. No big deal. I'm beyond that. Doesn't matter to me what people think. That's what happens when you make a living giving lectures and teaching and instructing. You have to just get free of that. And once you're free, it opens the door for people to consider what you're saying better, because they know that you don't care whether they believe it or not. It's not a big deal to me. I just want them to be able to open up their own life and consider things, right? So if you can easily identify the groups that are modern today, either protesting or in political power or whatever, and you can easily be right there with a group, wonder which group you're with. I guarantee the majority are with people who, I can't even say enough about it. Man, I got some other things to share, but I'm not going to make this real long. Too bad. I'm not finding a big script. I didn't turn this on here because I thought I'd find a whole lot. There is not, a tremendous amount here. Sometimes there's a smoker here or there, and I mean stuff that has shown evidence that just, some good points, no doubt. I found a couple. I found a good handful here, so I might as well check it out real quick. It's a small area. Now we're all the way up here now. We're done for right now. I don't want to make it too long. Stir you up maybe a little bit. You see, because I think, and I believe with all my heart, that our spiritual life and our intellectual life is the lion's share. It's not just this physical out there. It's not just finding these artifacts. It's, for me, it's lifting up the North American Indian and finding out how they must have lived. How it was probably inevitable that they went the wayside. And if you really want to be challenged, it might well be inevitable that we go the wayside too. I don't know. Of course, we hope not. But we got to live one day at a time. And if that's the case, live today passionately. Live today for something. And I love the quote from Rambo, the last one. I know people say, oh God. I don't even give my time or attention to Hollywood. I don't. And I could care less now. I'm boycotting them even more. A bunch of fools. Look at that. I don't know if that's a piece. Look at this little teeny piece. It is not. Sure looks like it though, everybody, doesn't it? See, I'll leave it there. It is not. It's something that they were trying to think about. Oh, it's my time. Oh God, too long. All right. Listen. We got to live for something or die for nothing. That's all there is to it. Because we're all going to die. Just don't know for what reason. So out there today, my challenge is this. If you had enough patience to listen to all this, or, go on the hunt outside and hear the wind a little, see the sun, maybe you can feel it. Live for something or die for nothing. Be well out there, everybody. And I hope you find